Every time I do one of these pickup videos, I say to myself, there'll not be as much stuff next time. Right, welcome back if you've been here before. Welcome to my channel if you've not been here before. Going to do a few pickups, I say a few, but quite frankly I don't know where to start. Started the month and I wanted to get a Super Nintendo to play. I've got a box Super Nintendo. I wanted to get one to play on, actually play the games on, and I wanted to get one as cheap as possible, just a crappy one to play the games on. Didn't have that many games in the first place anyway, but one popped up on Cash Converters cheap, and I went for it because it had this with it as well, Super Game Boy converter. So that came with it, and a nice yellowed console, but it plays the games. That's all I'm bothered about. And a crappy Competition Pro pad, but I'll be on the lookout to get an official pad to go with that. It works, it's fine, but it's just not. It's not quite the same as I remember it when I was a kid playing those games with the official pad. So shortly after I bought that Super Nintendo, I decided to spend some vouchers on some Super Nintendo games. Which ones did we get from? I'll get the ones I got from CEX. The first one, Super Star Wars. I'm not collecting the cardboard for these. I'm definitely not getting cardboard for these. I'll just stick to the cartridges. If I can play the game, that'll do me. I'm not going for any full sets or anything like that. I'm just getting the games I want to play. The ones I've either got nostalgia for from the past, or the ones I wanted to play back then but didn't have. And then he says that, and then the next game he shows is Killer Instinct. It was cheap. It was there, so I picked it up. But then back to the nostalgia. I used to play a game on the arcade called WrestleFest, and I know this isn't quite as good or quite the same, but it's Super WrestleMania on the Super Nintendo. And Starwing, that's one that I had with my own Super Nintendo when I was growing up. Never completed it, so I'll intend on completing that now before I'm dead. And the game I bought the console for in the first place, in fact I think it might have come with the console we got, was Street Fighter 2. So that's nice. And then the next day, not content with that, there was a few in the Cash Converters near me. This is more my brother's nostalgia than mine, but I do remember it as well. Pilot Wings. He likes a lot of flight sims, but especially likes Pilot Wings. Probably more so on the Nintendo 64. Ryan Giggs Champion Soccer, for obvious reasons. Naughty boy Ryan Giggs, but I tend to try and get hold of the games that I've got former Manchester United players in. And then this one was only £10 at Cash Converters, which is half the CEX price. That's the only reason I'm mentioning the price, because it was half the CEX price. So pick that one up as well, and it's really good. I really like that one. I didn't have it, but I've seen other people mention it, how it's a bit similar to the likes of Streets of Rage and that kind of thing, and I've had a bit of a go at that, and I really like it. And then probably the next day, I think, the same Cash Converters, a couple of things popped up cheap, so I just decided to get them before someone else did. And it's just a couple of regular Nintendo controllers, but they were very cheap, so I decided to pick those up as well. And then I went to, I think it's called Super Games World in Middlesbrough, because I saw they put a post on Facebook saying they've got some Atari 7800 games in, and I did pay up for these as well. They weren't cheap. But I did get them for a lot less than they were asking. And the first one is, if I can try not to get the glare on that, the first one is Scrapyard Dog, which I didn't already have, obviously. And then this one I definitely paid up for, but haven't seen it come up too many times. It's not in a perfect box, but it's not in a bad one either. It's got a bit of a tear in the corner of the box, which you'll see, and that is Alien Brigade. As you can see, there's a bit of a tear in the box there, but overall it's not too bad. Obviously it's in a protector at the moment anyway. But it's complete, and I got it 40 quid cheaper than they were asking for it as well, so quite happy with that, I suppose. But like I say, I did pay up for those. They weren't cheap. Excuse me a minute while I just bend down for the. I've got a big bench full of stuff, and then even the bench isn't big enough to fit everything on, so I've got some of the stuff underneath. So If there's any cuts or if my head dips down like this, it's because I'm picking up stuff from underneath the bench. These were in a charity shop for £1 each. I'll leave that until last because that one's not quite how it seems. I've got Indiana Jones on the DS for £1, so I decided to pick that up. That was also Scooby-Doo. It's broken in the little thing that holds the cartridge inside is broken, but Scooby-Doo. Who's Watching Who? Professor Layton and the Lost Future. I couldn't remember which ones I had, but I thought for £1, even if I just use them for the cases, I might as well pick them up. And also Pandora's Box. And then this one, I'm obviously not going to play this one. This one's just for trading into CEX, honest. Bratz Diamonds. But it was £1 and it's worth more than £1. I think you might even get £4 or £5 trading for that one. So, and then the last one, I got a little bit excited when I saw this was in the pile, but it's not quite as it seems. I've still got it in there, I'll show you. This is how it came. New Super Mario Brothers. Now it hasn't got New Super Mario Brothers in it. I've got a decent game in, but it's not the right one. It's got Mario Kart 7 in there. Not Mario Kart DS, sorry. And it's obviously come from Granger Games at some point as well. So the next day or a couple of days later, there was a different Cash Converters, but still one quite local to me. Had this in for £4 or £5, so decided to pick that up. So I could put it in the box. No manual or anything, but I'm not bothered. I made a complete copy, I think, for a £5 or £6, so that's not too bad. And then CEX, some Jaguar games in, so I think it was the Motherwell branch, and I couldn't get my voucher in quick enough. There was two that I really needed, and another 2 that I needed for condition upgrades. Anyway, unfortunately, the 2 that I really needed, which was Towers 2 and Iron Soldier, was it Iron Soldier? I think it was Iron Soldier 2 and Towers 2. They were both snapped up like that, and I didn't get them. So I had to settle for a couple of condition upgrades. I only had this cartridge only, but I've now got it complete in box. And that's Flashback, the Quest for Identity on the Jaguar. So happy with that one. And then hopefully this will get a little smile from James Retro Import Gamer, because he said it's such a shame about the Defender box on my last video. Well, we got a better one. So obviously I just moved the other one on and put that towards getting something in the future. And I thought that left me needing 10 for the full set, but I think I need 11 after having recounted. I think I still need 11 because one of the games I've got is Space War 2000, which wasn't an official release, and I've just got that cartridge only, but so that's why I miscounted that. And then the next thing, I went to an auction because I saw there were 4 lots come up that I was interested in. One of them was an Xbox 360 with a few games, but a couple of the games were quite decent games, but one of them was Spider-Man Web of Shadows, which I think is like 95 or 98 quid or something now. Anyway, I missed out on that. Long story short, I missed out on that. There was a PlayStation lot that had a couple of PlayStations, a PlayStation 2, and then a load of PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 1 games. And that went for quite a lot more than I expected it to go for, quite a bit more than I was willing to bid. It did have some nice stuff in there though. I think they had the original Gex on PlayStation, which goes for a few quid. But it went for probably, you know, if it was Atari stuff, I'd have probably pushed the boat a bit further. But because it was PlayStation, I liked it, but I wasn't desperate to get it. Anyway, cut a long story short, we went to an auction, and the lot we actually ended up winning was an Atari 7800 in the box, but there's no controllers, there's no power supply or anything like that, but there is a console. But that's not the reason we bought it. I'll show you the reason we bought it in a second. I think there was 9 games with it, possibly more. Anyway, there's the console and a little tag from the auction house there as well. It did come with an RF cable, No proprietary power lead, but it did come with an RF cable. There's probably one of these games I will keep, but probably most of them I will move on, and possibly I'll move the console on as well. I might keep the box because I have got another unboxed 7800. Excuse the noise while I just chuck it down there. Like I say, I'm swimming in stuff here and I don't know where to put it now. Anyway, first game, nothing special that came with it was Crossbow. Put that back in the box. First decent one, I suppose. Mean 18 Ultimate Golf. Seems to go for a couple of quid. I've already got it boxed and complete, so I'll probably move that one on. This one I've already got boxed and complete, but it's sealed, and I've been waiting to get one in a lesser condition, so I don't have to unseal. I mean, I'm always in a quandary when I get a sealed game. Do I open it because I want to play my games? Well, but anyway, this solves the problem because I've got a cartridge-only version of Xenophobe, so I can keep mine sealed and in a box protector now. But I will be keeping that one. And then next one, this might get almost half my money back on what I paid for the full lot anyway, with a bit of luck. Midnight Mutants, I've sold that before because I did have a double of that before as well, so I think I've got a good feeling I'll get a few quid for that. And then we've got Motorcycle as well, so I should get some of my money back for that one as well. I'll probably end up in a little bit of profit, but nowhere near as much as I thought I might, because I had to pay more than I had to pay the top end of what I wanted to pay for these. But like I said, I should get most of my money back and be able to keep the box, a couple of games if I want to keep them, and maybe even keep the console as a spare and still have profit with a bit of luck. Anyway, Dig Dug, that's the last one that's just cartridge only, because these next few I already had the boxes for these, so again I'll probably be moving these on, and this one's in the worst condition out of the three of them, and it's nothing special as well. It's Fight Night on the 7800, so we'll move that on and get a little bit of our money back. And also Planet Smashers, and that's actually in not terrible condition as well, not too bad, no manual or anything, but not bad. And then the last one, this is all complete. I've had the box and manual spare for this for I don't know how long, probably almost a year, and then eventually the cartridge turned up. So Ikari Warriors, I've already got that boxed and complete, and it's still got the seal, like the film on it, but it's not sealed, if you know what I mean. It's been opened, but it's still got the plastic on it. But anyway, that one will probably be getting moved on to get our money back on this one. We probably make a half decent profit and get to keep a few bits for ourselves. So Ikari Warriors, that's the last one. Anyway, shortly after I bought that yellowed Nintendo to play my games on Facebook Marketplace, literally a couple of days later, another one popped up, and I had to get this one. You'll see why I went for this one in a second. But the first thing that came with it, which is a bit of nostalgia for me as well, because I got this when me and my brother got this as a joint Christmas present when it first came out, and we also got this with it. Unfortunately, it's missing the actual eye scope bit of it, but we've got the sensor and the Nintendo scope there. Excuse me while I just put that back down there. And we got a third party, but better than the other one, Competition Pro Super Nintendo pad. So like I say, it's not an official one, but it's better than the one that I got with the Cash Converters Super Nintendo. Excuse me. And we also got an official controller with it as well. And then this is one of the reasons I went for it. To go with the scope. The game did come with it as well, so that's handy. And this is one of the reasons I went for it, but you'll see, not the main reason I went for it. We got the universal adapter so we can play the non-PAL games, which is quite handy because we also got another copy of Batman Returns, but I think this is a Japanese one. But it plays in English. I've played it. Converter works fine. This works fine. Just stuck the Nintendo scope cartridge in the back of there and put this in the top, and it plays exactly the same as my other Batman Returns. But look at the art on that cartridge. I think is better than better than the PAL version. Let me know what you think. You might prefer the art from the actual film, but I think that's much better. Anyway, here's the console itself. It's a little bit yellowed on this front panel here, but the rest of it's actually not too bad. Still almost the colour it was back in the day, I suppose, especially the bottom part. Or actually, there you go. If I turn it to the side, you can see it is yellowed a bit, because you can see what colour it should be at the bottom there. And obviously it has yellowed a bit at the top, but nowhere near as much as the other one. I haven't given this one a clean yet either, so that'll be another job to come up soon, to give that Nintendo a clean. I'll just put that back down there. Anyway, this is the main reason I went for it. I thought, I'm sure that game's worth a few quid, and this game's probably, well, I know it is. If I got the CEX price for it, it's worth up quite a bit more than I paid for the entire bundle. And that's The Adventures of Batman and Robin, which I've had a little go of this as well, and I really enjoy this. But probably what I'll end up doing, I've no nostalgia for it, but I do quite enjoy playing it. But probably play this to completion and then move that on, because it's probably worth me selling that to get some games that I do actually have some connection with. But it's a good game, worth a few quid. Came with the bundle, so that's why I bought it. And then charity shop where I got the DS games, the following week something else popped up, and this is just got the console to go with these, because there's really nothing special here. So but this will tell you what the console is. But there's UEFA Euro 2008 and, just stop the glare on there, Pro Evolution Soccer 5, and then a whole load of SingStar games, and it came with the microphones as well, and the Buzz controllers and everything. Is there a Buzz game there as well? I think there is a Buzz game there as well. Yeah, Buzz the Hollywood Quiz. So came with a load of Buzz controllers and the microphones and everything as well. But also a nice clean PS2 Slim with two, if I can stop them winding around each other, two nice official controllers, and a memory card as well, and then the microphones are in there as well, so that I'll put those back in the bag, so I've got a little bit of room for the last couple of things to show you. I've got two more things. Something's out of, I'm showing you this a little bit out of order because it's gone, you know, in the mess, it's gone underneath the bench a little bit, so excuse me. Facebook Marketplace again, very cheap, can't complain. Bought this, the thing that caught my eye is what it comes in, not the actual item itself, because I wanted one of these official Nintendo carry cases for a Game Boy. I've wanted one for a while. I'll open it up, the main compartment first, and there's a nice and very clean Game Boy Pocket in there. Now it is missing the battery cover, and I went on eBay to try and buy a yellow battery cover, but the only one I could get hold of a couple of colours, but I went for this one because it's kind of like the Pokemon colour. I bought the purple one for now, just until I can find, until someone's got the yellow ones back in stock. Anyway, didn't just come with that. Came with a 12-in-1 cartridge, Buster Move 2 and Super Mario Land 1 and 2. So it came with both of those as well. I'm not going to say the prices on anything unless it's maybe like cash converters or whatever, or there's some particular reason why I need to tell you the price. But it was very cheap. It wasn't very expensive at all. So very happy with that. And the last thing, my daughter's just started university at Lancaster, so dropped her off at university in the last couple of days, and as we were on our way home, went to Lee's Games in Morecambe, and he had some Atari Lynx games. He did me quite a good deal on these as well. I say quite a good deal. He doesn't know me from Adam, but did me a very good deal on these. Two that I haven't got, they're actually sealed as well, which again doesn't mean a massive amount to me unless I can find a loose cartridge. Then I'll probably open them anyway. They're not going to be worth an awful lot less than the sealed ones anyway, I don't think, even if because they're boxed and complete, they're in very good condition. And the first one is Robotron 2084 on the Atari Lynx. So very happy with that, because I haven't got that one in, well I do now have that one in the collection, but I've been looking for that one for a while. I held off buying it cartridge only on CEX a few times, and thankfully my patience has paid off. And then we got Joust as well. And like I say, the fella didn't know me from Adam, really nice fella. Knocked me almost 25% off the price of these, so very happy with those. Again, like I say, every time I do one of these pickups videos, I keep thinking there can't be as much next time. But as I speak, I've already got more stuff on the way. So I don't know how much the stuff there'll be in the next one, but there will be a next one. So if you want to see that, then feel free to subscribe to the channel if you want to. If you like this video, you don't mind leaving us a like, you can do that just to try and get a few more people to watch this who are into the same kind of stuff, hopefully. I do enjoy making the videos. Obviously they're not overly edited or anything, I don't think they ever will be. But I just like showing the stuff, and I love to see other people showing what they've picked up as well. Anyway, that's enough waffling from me. I'll see you next time. Thanks very much.